There's time and there's money, and that equals cost.
Well, exactly.
So,
the general
and so
conditions, all your insurance
exactly.
to hold on to the construction site. That's what we're talking. The
Right.
opportunity
So,
cost of turning the units over that many weeks or months earlier.
so I think that the opening the box of like looking inside the cost bucket is really those two columns is really time and money. And so, and they don't always coincide. And so that's I think what the Walker's pointing out is I will say concisely that the majority of what you can look towards prefab for a project is going to save overall cost, and it's anchored in those two areas of time and money. So it's a place where I would look at is a little bit more, rather than just dollars associated with the cost, it's time and money.
I'll argue to the fact of it depends on how you're putting your costs together and who's putting that cost, out to the general contractor. Because if you tell me that your field labor is more affordable than shop labor, I don't understand that market then, right? Like if you're telling me that I can have somebody build this in the field at field labor numbers, then it's a labor market that I don't understand. Because in certain labor, our market specifically, Seattle and other markets that I know that are union type markets are driven a little bit more in that union mentality. It is much more cost effective to build that in a shop and use a shop labor moment and provide a covered area where you're building it factory style versus in the field. I think there's a lot of cost savings to be understood there. Also to have the space and time to fill out and have all that layout space to basically be fabricating or building all this stuff on site. That takes up a lot of real estate that you have to have in and around the job site area itself to have all that sort of happening. So there's a lot of cost that goes into that versus having trucks delivered with exterior wall pieces ready to go and set in place.